Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to the KTH 9:10 a.m. interview of the week here on the Guadalupe Radio Network. This is a time where we do two of these every Saturday. It used to be during the 4 o'clock hour when we were doing the Time for Courage campaign, and now we've switched back to the 3 o'clock hour, which is where we typically are. So this is the Hour of Mercy, which is very, very pertinent to St. Faustina and Poland, and we are going to be talking about Poland, and especially a festival that's coming up very soon. In fact, later on this month, October 20th, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., it's the JPII Fest, A Taste of Poland, and it is sponsored by JPII Parish in Denton. Maybe you're familiar with it. One of the newer parishes in North Texas. This event will be at the Knights of Columbus Hall on 1700 Riney Road in Denton, Texas, 76207. It's going to include authentic Polish food, crafts, Polish vendors, and events, music, activities for the whole family. And I have not one, not two, but three wonderful ladies representing the parish in this event on the line with me. Diane Schwind, a dear friend that I've known many, many years, along with her husband, Robert. They run Balanced Families Ministries in the Diocese of Fort Worth. And Diane also, for about a year now, has served as Director of Faith Formation for JPII Parish. Jenny Lynn Pelzel is Campus Minister for the parish, and Julie Garrison is the Business Manager. And so they all join us, and this is how they sound when they all say hello together. Hi, ladies.
Hi, Dave.
Hello, Dave.
Hey, that was nice. That was kind of harmonized. I think that sounded good. Diane, I didn't realize until we had our live broadcast on this topic earlier in the week that you had started as Director of Faith Formation. I didn't know you were doing that. So tell us about that role for you at the parish.
Well, thanks, Dave. It's been a lot of fun. Because we're a small parish and we have an even smaller facility, what we offer our parishioners and the families is a family faith formation. And it's a wonderful program where the children are learning their faith at home. And the parents come once a month for some pep talks and tell them you can do this, and give them some guidance, give them some things to work on for the month with their children. And then once a month we get together as a family community day where all the families come together for a final lesson for that month, as well as just fun and games and crafts and a potluck. So that's kind of our faith formation for the families. And then we're also doing our sacramental preparation, First Communion, confirmation, also the same way, done at home in the family environment where, the Catechism tells us it's supposed to be because the parents are the primary educators of their children in the faith. So that is that side. And then, of course, we have the RCIA, and that is mostly our university students. However, there are some that are also alumni of the university or are already out of college that are joining us. And we've just this year started a kind of a year-round process where we have a group that started in June. We have actually a group starting that started this past Monday, October 1st, that will be our fall track, and then we'll have another group start in January. So at any given time, there could be two different groups going at the same time simultaneously.
Wow.
So, it's going to be kind of fun just orchestrating all of that.
Yeah, so busy. And tell us about this event, Diane, and then I'm going to get to Jenny and Julie and ask them about their roles and also the event as well. First time you guys have done this JPII Fest, A Taste of Poland, obviously a connection with the saint who the parish is named after, but how did this event come about?
Well, as you say, exactly, it has to do with celebrating John Paul II's culture, his Polish culture. And that is the namesake of our parish, St. John Paul II University Parish. And because we're just, we're a fairly small parish of parishioners, but we're serving all of the Catholic students of UNT and TWU and even surrounding community colleges. So there's a lot going on that we have a hard time, because there's so much going on, getting all of us together. So there were three reasons for doing this. First, bringing all of our parishioners together to form a family, to get to know each other, because Father Kyle has 5 different masses over a weekend, and you may not know, who's going to a different mass because you go to your mass the same Mass
Mm-hmm.
every
Yeah.
weekend. So first reason is to bring us all together and form this family. The second is to put St. John Paul II University Parish on the map, let people of Dallas, Fort Worth, and, southern Oklahoma know we're here and would love to have more people join us serving these wonderful students. And then third, of course, is for a fundraiser for our parish to help just take care of the expenses of our parish.
Yeah, Diane Schwind is the Director of Faith Formation at JPII Parish. Again, the event is going to be October 20th, 2018, obviously, this year, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. And if you want to go, you don't have to buy tickets because it's a free event, free admission. And all you really have to do is buy the food and the drinks. And there's a whole lot of other things going on for this festival as well, which we'll tell you about. But go to jp2denton.org. And Jenny Lynn Pelzel is the campus minister. And Jenny Lynn, I picture going to Mass at this parish, and it's like filled with 18 to 22-year-olds, and it's like all college students. I'm guessing that's not the case, but it still, I'm sure, is a unique type of ministry of what you're doing, because would you say most of the parishioners are in that age category, or what are the demographics?
I think that we have about 200 students that will come to Mass on a regular Sunday, and I think we have close to somewhere between 75 to 100 non-student parishioners, so about 2/3 would be students, and it's a unique environment for sure.
I'm guessing there's an outreach element where you want to get the other folks, because obviously, UNT is a big university, as is TWU. Do you have a way of getting out to the folks that aren't going to Mass and inviting them to events? How do you guys do that?
Absolutely. Well, we're very blessed to have focused missionaries on our campus at both UNT and TWU. We have about 10 missionaries this fall, and that's their primary focus, is to go on campus and find those lost sheep and invite them into our community, especially through their Bible studies. And they do discipleship with their students and then encourage those students to disciple their friends or to find someone on campus who may not even be Catholic, and enter into a relationship with them. And so eventually, the spiritual multiplication that happens, we do hope to take over UNT and TWU and, make it Catholic. And,
Yeah, in 10 years, it'll be called something like John Paul II University or something. You're just going to take over the whole thing. And Jenny, real quickly, then I want to get to Julie, but you also have got a great dynamic pastor, Father Kyle Walterscheid, who I think is just perfect working for young people. For those who are listening that don't know about Father Kyle, what can you say about him?
Well, he really does have a heart for vocations, having been a former vocations director. He's great at really trying to form our men into good, holy men and encouraging them to discern the priesthood. But for our whole student population, he's just really, really good about connecting them with the sacraments and with prayer. He always encourages them to pray an hour a day. And then he also is very much available, has the sacrament of confession available, really takes to heart what these students are bringing to them, often some very heavy things, and helping to guide them in truth and to goodness and to live a life for Christ in that way.
Very nice.
So he has a heart for that ministry.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know I've known him for a while, and I've always respected him a great. He's got a lot of energy, and he's perfect for young people. That's why I think he thrived as the vocation director. All right, Jenny Lynn Pelzel, campus minister, and also Julie Garrison, business manager at JP2. And Julie, Diane had mentioned of the three purposes of this event, one of them, it's a fundraiser, and you're the one that collects the money and pays the bills, I'm guessing, as business manager. So how will the funds be used that are raised at this Taste of Poland event on the 20th?
Well, as you know, Dave, students don't have a lot of money to support the parish, and we have about 80 registered parishioners. So a lot of our money for our programs and retreats and things like that has to come from fundraisers. So we, in the years past, we did an event called A Taste of Poland, where it was just a Polish dinner. But now this year we are venturing out and doing a whole festival. So really putting the word out to the whole community and hope more people will come and have a fun day that day and support our parish,
And
which will support our programs.
Yeah, I'm guessing also there's more of a transient nature in the parish where you have somebody that may live, in another state perhaps, or, 2 hours away, and they come here for 4 years and then maybe they're gone. Is that more common at a university parish like that, where you don't have the person there necessarily who's, stays for 10, 20, 30 years?
When we became a parish back in July of 2012, that was definitely the case. But I really feel that TWU and UNT are becoming less and less a commuter school, and you hear more and more local. Students are choosing those colleges and staying more close by. So, we've had parents from out of state because of our campus ministry. They have sent their students to UNT and TWU because they know we're here to support their students when they're away from home. So we always hate to see them grow up and leave us in 4 years, and I hope as time goes on they'll stay.
Yeah, and also, Denton is not like a little ghost town where, sometimes colleges, even big colleges will be in ghost towns. Everybody wants to get out, but there's so much going on in Denton, and it's a pretty hip little town, and I'm sure a lot of people just want to stay anyways. I'm talking to Diane Schwinn, Jenny Lynn Pelzel, and Julie Garrison, all from JPII Parish in Denton, about the JPII Fest coming up later on this month. Taste of Poland is the theme, authentic Polish food, craft and Polish vendors, and a whole lot of activities for the whole family. Diane, I'm looking at the rundown from 12 p.m., children's Polish activities to a Polish band playing at 6 p.m. Do you want to highlight some of the activities and things that will be going on the 20th if folks want to come out to this event?
Sure. One thing I do want to share, Jenny Lynn is leading with all of her students, all of the university students. They'll be having an entire children's area with carnival-style games where the kids can, win tickets and then buy prizes with their tickets. So there'll be a whole area of good fun for the kids. But also, in addition to that, we're going to have some events for the kids, and there'll be one event that one of our parishioners is leading for teaching children little Polish songs and, little motions and things like that. That'll be a lot of fun. But then also for the adults, we're going to have a Polish iconographer who will be coming and doing a presentation showing how icons are made, how they are drawn, and what all is going on in that icon, what all the different colors and the placement of characters, what all those things mean. And then one of the really fun things that we have is a Polish band, Polish dancers, and they come in their Polish costumes and they do several different traditional dances. But then they also do some dances where they pull the crowd in with them and they teach us how to do some of these dances, and we get to do them with them, and that is a lot of fun. So those are just a few of the events that we have scheduled for the day. Okay,
and Jenny, do you want to say anything else about the carnival games or the things that Diane was talking about, the stuff that, if parents come to the event, they want to make sure their kids, if they're bringing the young kids or middle-aged kids or whatever, that the kids are going to have fun as well. Anything else about the entertainment for the kids you want to mention?
Well, I'm actually meeting with my students tonight to determine what games we're going to make. So I think it's going to be a great way to unify our students behind this, is to include them in deciding the games and making the games together before the event. So I'm looking forward to that, and I know that they'll put a lot of heart into it so that it's fun for the kids for sure.
Yeah, and Julie, I know that this is not just an event for the parish. You're hoping to draw from the broader community, from Denton, and the good thing about radio is that we're broadcasting everywhere. I mean, there's people listening in Weatherford and Cleburne and, Allen. You're hoping to draw from across the Metroplex to make this a pretty big event. Is it, do you have any kind of expectations? I know it's the first one, of how many people you're expecting to be there on the 20th?
Well, we're actually hoping for around 500 people. So this is our very first year for this, and with your help getting the word out to everyone in the area, we're hoping everyone will come out and have a good time. There's certainly something there for all age groups, and definitely some delicious food to be had too. So we're just inviting everyone to come out and enjoy the day.
Yeah, with this broadcast, I'd bump that up to like 510. I mean, we're talking, to a lot more people. I mean, just, make a few more of those Polish sausages. And speaking of, Diane, I know that at these kind of events, a big draw for people is food. And people may be thinking, gosh, I know like Polish sausage, but what else would qualify as Polish food? Is there anything? Do you know the menu, or what exactly people will get, or is there going to be beer, or what will people be eating and drinking?
Yes. Unfortunately, we will not be having any beer or any kind of alcohol this time, since it's our first event. We're just trying to get it all under our belt and figure out how to do all of this, and then hopefully in the years to come we'll be able to go that direction. But the Polish food will be amazing. Of course, we'll have the Polish sausage dinners and the traditional way of the vegetables that go along with them and presenting that. But then there's a dish called bigos, which is a fresh cabbage, as well as sauerkraut with several different kinds of meats in it. That's a delicious one. There's some Polish street food that's called zapiekanka, and that is a Polish sandwich, open-faced sandwich type item. And then we have a wonderful lady that is going to be making our pierogies, which is a very traditional Polish food. And then our altar servers for the parish are the ones that will be taking care of the drinks, and they'll be offering all of the different kinds of drinks. And then our CDA, the Catholic Daughters of the Americas, will be providing all of our Polish desserts. So we're all coming together. The Knights of Columbus are also involved, doing just the good old American hamburgers and hot dogs for those people that just do not want Polish food. So we're all coming together on this, all of our different organizations and groups in our parish, bringing all this together for the public.
Yeah, and if you want more information on it, go to jp2denton.org, jp2denton.org. It's an event benefiting St. John Paul II University Parish in Denton, October 20th. That's 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., Knights of Columbus Hall on Riney Road in Denton, Texas. And so I'm going to just give Jenny and Julie a chance to say anything else about the event or the parish as we close out. I'll let you guys have the last word. Jenny, anything else you'd want to say to our listeners to encourage them to come out on the 20th for the Taste of Poland?
Well, we just really appreciate anyone's generosity in being able to come, and I know that they'll have a great time. We appreciate their support for our college students.
All right. Julie, anything else?
I just want to mention our sponsors. We have Ike Stevens, who runs a financial services company that is one of our sponsors, and we just wanted to put his name out there and thank him for supporting us.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, because Diane would have never forgiven me if I hadn't remembered the sponsors. And Diane was like, wait, we didn't talk about the sponsors. So, yeah, thanks to Ike Stevens. And, Diane, I know you also would love to have other sponsors jump on board as well, right?
Absolutely. The more sponsors, the better this is going to turn out financially for the parish. And if people still want to get involved and help us sponsor the event, and I'm sure I can call you, right, Dave, and say, hey, can you change that ad that you're running and put the sponsor's name in there?
Yeah, that's right. We can do that. Can they be a sponsor through that same website? Can they contact you that way?
Yes. There are the sponsor packages are on that website, as well as the form that they can fill out and get back to us.
All right, jp2denton.org. That's JP and then the number 2, denton.org. And I have been speaking to Diane Schwind, Director of Faith Formation, also Balanced Families Ministries is what she runs with her husband, Robert. Jenny Lynn Pelzel, Campus Minister, and Julie Garrison, JP2 Business Manager. And they all cordially welcome you, along with Father Kyle Walterscheid, their pastor, to the JPII Fest, A Taste of Poland, October 20th. It's going to be at the Knights of Columbus Hall, 1700 Riney Road, Denton, Texas. And I want a lot of people to go out there and say, you know what, I heard you guys on the radio. I came because I heard you on the radio on the interview of the week. And that would be such a blessing if some people can say that. Thank you all for being on, and I hope it's a grand success.
Thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dave.
All right. Thanks so much to Jenny, Diane, and Julie. Thank you also for listening as well. Sissel Anderson has been our board op. My name is Dave Palmer. And I actually got an email the other day from a guy who said, hey, at the end of your interview of the week, you said you want ideas. And I heard that. And so he emailed me and said, I got an idea. And it was a really interesting one about like martial arts at a parish. And so I was like, oh, I thought that'd be kind of cool. And so I'll say it again. I always do. If you have an idea for an interview of the week, please contact me. It makes it easy on me because then I know you're interested in talking. It has to be local and Catholic in some way. That's the only parameters. If it fits, then email me, davepalmer@grnonline.com, and we'll schedule your interview, and we'll play it on a Saturday afternoon as the interview of the week. Thanks so much. Have a great weekend. God bless you.